It, uh, it seems like an odd thing to say, given how different things are in the world right now. But today is different. This day is different. Good Friday is different. It's different in many ways, and some of those ways we actually show, we do in church. You may not be able to see this at home, but in fact the church is actually emptier than just the absence of people today. We took down the banners, we put away the decorations. We left one, actually. We left the hanging on the front of the pulpit because it seemed oddly appropriate to have something that is a heart broken in pieces and stitched together with love for Good Friday. We also noticed when having to do this for the first time that the service is a little bit different than we normally would do. There's no learning together, for example, and that may well be because for the longest time maybe there were not children coming to the service on Good Friday, and that's the opportunity we have to engage the children in the story. But I don't think that's it. I think it's because of the story that we tell on Good Friday. It's just not, it's not really child-friendly, is the thing. So I just want to say a couple of things about that. The first is that this week, every year, I usually get 3 or 4 calls from people who ask me why Good Friday is called Good Friday. This year, that actually included my daughter, who texted me a couple of days ago and said that one of her kids was wondering why, in fact, Good Friday was called Good Friday. And the answer she was going to give, she said, was because we've always called it that, but she thought there might actually be a good answer, and that wasn't really a good answer. So she texted me and asked me, and so I replied, there are 2 things. First of all, because we've always called it that. So, good answer, Mom. The other thing, though, is that a long time ago, good didn't just mean the way we use it now. Particularly in the church, it also meant special, holy, a sacred day, an important day. In fact, in the early days of the church, there were many days that were good days. Over time, of course, they got their own names. Saints' days, obviously, you got the name of the saint. All Saints' Day, Christmas, Easter, Palm Sunday, they all got Pentecost. They all got names that are the story that day tells. My guess is that nobody wanted to call today Crucifixion Day, because that's the story we tell. So we stuck with good, meaning special or holy. There are actually some traditions of the Christian faith that refer today as Holy Friday, because that's what it is. It's a special day because of the story we tell, and I think that's the point at which we have to wonder whether this is a story which is child-friendly. It's not the death part. It's not that it's a story that's about a death. That we can and should talk about. It's that today seems like a day in the story where hate wins, where brutality and cruelty win. It seems like a day where someone is abandoned to hurt and pain. That's the story we tell today. We know what's going to happen next. We do, because we know how the story goes. But this day, this piece of the story, that's what it's about. It's not really about a death. It's about our ability to be hurtful and cruel and mean. And you know what? I'd rather just say it's called Good Friday because it's a day that's special, and it's a day that's special to remember that even when you most feel alone or hurting or broken